What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are selling the E46. Well, hopefully selling the E46. The guy's gonna be here any minute. And then I have to run to a BMW CCA board or a membership meeting, board meeting. And then my plan is to probably try and run to Academy Sports, pick up some life jackets for Chase. They have them on sale. Well, Bass Pro has them on sale. Academy matches, plus I have a coupon, plus I have $15 off. They might pay me to take that stuff. Anyways, doesn't matter. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna clean up Chase a little bit, the best we can. Put the bimini back on it, put the cover on it, and then probably slide them outside. So come along, it's gonna be a busy day, but a fun one. I forgot I wanted to show you guys this. I had my brother make me these custom plates to cover where the polling platform was. So they're just on here for now. I got new hardware so they actually sit more flush. But we're gonna, I don't know if we're gonna do it today, but we're gonna put some 5200 on the back of them, and then I also have them for here too. So, and if you can't really see in it, it does say, where did I put those? I don't know where I put the other ones. It does say Sea Chaser in them. It's pretty cool. Anyways, but yeah, I got those to go on. I kind of want to mess with the power poles because they're a little crooked, which I don't know. That's just how they all are. They all sit kind of funky. But anyways, the other thing is I can't figure it out, but the trailer sits cattywampus. And I don't know if it's the trailer. I don't know if it's the boat sitting on here. Like, the boat seems pretty square. So, I don't know. It drives me nuts. I need to measure it. But anyways, guy's going to be here soon. So, stay tuned for that. Let you know if it sells. There it goes. It's sold. Really cool guy, and really happy it's going to him. He has a bunch of E46s. He knows a lot of the same people I know. So it's gone. Headache is now gone. So now we got to get in the truck. We got to drive to our location for the CCA meeting, which is a giant foods. We're gonna get a donut from there. It's gonna be delicious. But anyways, here we go. We made it to Academy. Let's go see if we can find some stuff on clearance. Alrighty, we are about to leave Academy. We just spent some money, but everything was on clearance. It was 50% off the lowest mark price. They price matched the one thing that I didn't have on clearance. So we got a pile of things. It was crazy. Plano box, some Plano fishing stuff that you can put like your documents in and stuff like that, all for like $2, like different things. So anyways, we're gonna head back to the house, get unloaded, probably head out to the shop, get things packed up from our trip, and maybe do some work. So I'll see you guys back at the house. Got these out of the packaging here. They come with these extra like rubber grommets, so that you can actually run them. So instead of doing a through hole setup, you can actually turn it, and then you run the wire up you would run it like up the transom. We're not going to do that. We're going to drill straight through. We're going to put 5200 all over this, and then we're going to go straight through it. The biggest thing is figuring out, because what's going on down there, if it would just focus, I don't know that there's enough real estate on this side. I know there's enough real estate there, but to mount it, because it'd be nice to kind of hide the lights, so that way, like, oh, it shines like from underneath the boat. But I don't know. I think realistically, it's probably best we probably go like up here, because that's going to be solid right there. We'll probably have to go like somewhere in this range. I'm thinking. Yeah, because I don't know. We might be okay there. I don't know how thick. I mean, you gotta think the hull's gonna be pretty thick. So I did some comparing, and I was gonna put them down here, but they're not that bright, you know, which is fine. I'm not complaining. So I'm gonna end up putting them like right here. You won't be able to see them because like the water line's like, I would say it's somewhere in here. So that's what I'm thinking. It'll be all right. But man, we need to get this thing washed off. Already got salt particles on it, so we'll just have to scrub it really, really good once it gets warm out. But anyways, so I want to measure this. I want to come up 2 inches, maybe, if this will allow me to come up 2 inches. There we go. So we're going to come up 2 inches from the bottom. Okay. Which puts us 3 inches from the bottom of there. Ooh. That's interesting to see. So it's 5 on the money. These are about the same. Anyway, so let's do that. I'll do 3 inches down because that'll be a better reference. 3 inches down. 3 inches down. 3 inches down. Inches down. Okay, so it's 3 inches down. We're gonna just kind of eyeball it, and we're gonna come on the very edge of this. And we're gonna do this. Oh, I guess I didn't. Look at that, huh? Boy, that was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was, and we'll come to the very edge of this one. What I'm going to do is just follow this in. I'm going to put a dot there. Put a dot there. And then across there. So that should get us close. Which, now the fun part is gonna be drilling it out. We got to figure out what size drill bits we need. So I'm gonna move you guys over to here. There we go. So we got these itty bitty screws that are long. So we need a drill bit for that, which looks like probably not an 1/8 inch, 7/64, which I don't have in this one. I'll have to find that. Like a 7/64 is going to get us there, and then right, yeah, 7/64, and then to get I'm thinking 5/16, probably 5/16 for the so we have to match this. 5/16 and we're gonna smush it in there. So, all right, cool. What do you got? The 5/16. I gotta grab a different drill bit. Got the 7/64 drill bit. If we could just sit down. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna drill some pilot holes here. Pilot holes? I guess they're pilot holes. This transom's pretty thick. So if we don't have to go all the way through it, I slid out of the way here. If we don't have to go all the way through it, we won't. Yeah, no. Okay, so we're not going to end up going all the way through, but I'm going to drill the holes first, get these mounted. That way, the 5200 can start curing, because it's not exactly the right temperature in here. So, and it takes 7 days for 5200 to cure. So now we need the bigger drill bit, which I left up there. Got it. Okay. Got it. So this one. I just want to double check. Where's that grommet? What'd you guys do with that grommet? There we go. All right. So let's just double check that we line up. Okay. All right. We line up. So now this one has to go all the way through. You know what's really hard is when you're sitting on something that rolls. And you're trying to push. And you just get pushing yourself away. So, alright. So let's see here. Double check. Hole there, hole there, hole there. Pardon me. Let's do a look at that. Did we? Okay. I'm a little off on this one, so what we're gonna do is just gonna aim for right there. Let's see. Do they line up? Yes. Cool. It lines up. All right. Now, we got fiberglass everywhere, and I'm going to get itchy. We can peel the tape off. Okay. Peel the tape off. And yeah, cool. All right, so we're gonna take some 5200, maybe we're gonna take some 5200. Get the cap off. There we go. And we're gonna dab some on these holes. gonna take the lights with the gaskets. Maybe if I could find it other gasket. I'm sitting on it. And I'm gonna suck this all the way up into here. So we're about to make a mess. But so what I'm gonna do is stick the wires up through first, like this. Wanted to make sure we're through all the way. We might not be through all the way. Huh. We did not get through all the way. So we gotta keep drilling. There it is. There it is. Okay. So apparently we just hit a pocket. And we got to get true to pocket. All right, here we go. So now, because like it felt like it was at the end, and apparently it wasn't. So all right, so I'll fish this up through here till we get close, and then I'm gonna pull it through. Alright. Well, I'm gonna put some screws in it. Go to the other side. Well, let's just do one side for now, and then it's just a rinse and repeat on the other side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a helping amount on this thing, because we don't want it to leak ever. Alright, so I'm just going to put a bunch of it on there. Gonna smear it around. Smear it around. Okay. Got it. Okay, cool. Now, let's take this. And we're gonna... Dang it. I got it on my glove, but... Alright. Gonna use the screws to pull it in tight. I got one screw started. Grab the other screw. There it is. All right. So hopefully these never fail, because I think they went away from this style. They actually now are all like the round ones, but these will work. They were on clearance, so. And I like me a deal. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, I like me a deal, so. All right. Just got to do the other side. I gotta say, these are pretty bright. Kind of we get a bird's eye view to kind of give you an idea. I mean, you gotta remember, like, they'll be in the water, so the water will just change it, how it looks. Whew, almost died. There's a compartment open, but it looks purple in the picture, but it's definitely blue. This looks awesome. I wish you guys could see this in person. The video doesn't really do it justice. Like, it's, I don't know. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Yeah, it's not the ones that are like 750 lumens, but it should do the trick, I think. We need to get power and ground back there. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my fancy dancy thing that I have, my wire leads. I'm gonna test this. I want to see, because if I can just run the grounds back here, if if I can just run the ground back to here, and then all I have to do is hook into a power. We actually have a power wire already up there that I can tap into from back here. So we don't have to run any more wires. But first, we need to come back here. And all I'm gonna do is, so there's a whatchamacallit? I can't even think what it's called. There's a ground post back here. And then we're just gonna come up here. This wire that was right here, as I kneel on that piece of metal. Ah, my other knee. Ouch. So that, and in theory, if you hit the underwater lights, they should turn on, but they don't. So, which tells me that those are hooked up to a different battery. Oh no, they are on. I just can't see them. Ha! Okay, cool. So we just need to get ground to there. And actually we'll bring the power into there, and then we're gonna rob a wire from over there into there, and it's all gonna work out. It's all gonna work out. What we need to do is we need to take the wires from here, and we're actually going to add, we're going to put them together, and we're going to add wires to it to extend it over into here. But first, I want to zip tie these together, because I'm going to, well, I just messed it up. Okay, so I want to bring them behind there. All right, so, nope, still missed it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Behind there. This one back behind here. There we go. I want to zip tie these up so that everything sits real nice. But it's quite difficult with the power poles. I'm not gonna lie. It is somewhat annoying, but we like the power poles because the power poles help us not have to worry about actually using an anchor. Okay, there we go. One zip tie. One zip tie. Two zip tie. Oh, well, I guess I can't count it till I snip it. Two zip tie. I just throw them on the ground because I'll clean them up then eventually once we're done here. All right, and then three zip tie. So I'm not really counting the zip ties to count to see how many. I'm just kind of counting to count. But anyway, so there's a lot of cool things in this boat. Like, for instance, there is a whole extra power wire ran to the back of the boat, and it's labeled spare wire, right? So it's got a power, a ground, and then another ground, or like a switched power. But anywho, but we are not going to use that. There's actually wires in here, spare wires, gonna actually use. They were from the jack plate, the first jack plate that was in here. So I'm actually just gonna rob. I think we're just gonna use the green wire. Okay, just rob the green wire. Move this up here, and then excuse me. I'm gonna coil this up in here. And then we're gonna zip tie it up once we get this all situated here. Grab another zip tie. Zippity tip tie. Okay. I have some 16-2, and if you're not sure what 16-2 is, it's just 16 gauge wire, and there's 2 of them in a loom. So we are going to cut this back, maybe, without cutting the wires underneath it, which I tend to have a problem with. Come on. I used to not use this stuff because I didn't really know about it. And when I seen it on my boat at one time, I was like, what is that? And then, because I thought it was house wiring. I was like, oh, it looks like house wiring. Like, why are we... I just thought it was weird. Like, oh, like, it's house wiring. But it's not. It's stranded wire. And it is the best. Let's leave that there. I'm going to get out I'd like to get out a red and a black, and then an overall black, maybe. Maybe we'll use, that's what we'll use. Kind of cinch it. I don't know if it's going to go small enough. But if we use that, so I don't know if this is going to fit in here. It won't, so I'll have to use 2 of these. I'm just trying to not screw myself, basically. So we're actually not even going to use. We're going to put those back. We'll save those for that day. So in my last boat, I would just use butt connectors, and then I'd call it a day. And I realize now that when it's in a spot where there's a lot of water, I don't necessarily say a lot of water, but potentially a lot of water, it'll behoove you to try and make it as waterproof as possible. So, that being said, I now am using heat shrink connectors, but also, I'm using heat shrink connectors, but I'm also using more heat shrink to try and seal it up real good. Because I've had connectors, even though they were trunked, Sure, we'll go with it. Corrode still. Moisture still got in them. And I'm sure there's somebody out saying, oh, you're not crimping them right, yada, yada, yada. Well, if that's what it is, okay, sure. But I'm just telling you, I just changed how I'm doing it, and it seems, well, I haven't really tested that theory because I've only been doing it on this boat. But I really think it's going to be a better situation. And actually, with all the wiring I've been doing on this boat, it really makes me want to rewire my other boat before I sell it. One, for the experience. Two, I really like doing it. And three, I think it would help the resale value. But that's not what I want. That's what I want. But I'd really like to recoup some money. That was my knife. If I could sell some stuff, I probably wouldn't be so worried about it, but it's like pulling teeth anymore. I mean, I sold that car this morning. That was nice. But it's a nightmare selling stuff, you know, and I've been buying more stuff. I actually messaged a guy today about a prop. He has a Renegade 23 pitch. So the Renegade is a 4-blade prop, but I'm trying to find the information on it because there's only one part number on it well, he sent me the part number. I don't know if it's the only part number. And I don't know, part of me is just like, is it what he's advertising at? Is it actually what it is? Or did he just kind of like assume, right? And for those of you that know what assume stands for those who don't, somebody in the comments can explain it to you. But I don't want to assume it's what he says it is, and I don't really want to drive the hour and 45 minutes to find out it's not it. So but anyways, so it's a Renegade. It's a 13.5 inch diameter, 23 P or pitch, whatever you want to say, P or pitch, whatever. And I believe it's designed for the big. It's designed for, I think, for 90 through 100 or 300. But I do believe it's actually a small diameter hub prop. So meaning 4 1/4 or whatever. Where did I put the there it is. And versus 4 3/4. Anyways, and I don't know. I just want to make sure I'm getting what I'm getting is the right thing and not the wrong thing, you know. And not driving really, really far to get it. So, but we are almost done with this. Let me skip through this part. This is the tedious part. Just heat shrinking, and heat shrinking. So I didn't want to bore you guys. Got everything run real nice. Just finishing up this wire here. Gonna put some heat shrink around it again. Not that this necessarily matters right here because the terminal end is exposed, but anything helps. And I kind of didn't want it just with the pink connector on it. Although I left all the other ones with the yellow connectors. I realize now I should have done the same thing, but it is what it is. We did this one, so. Ouch. That's hot. Anyways, alright, so we are gonna stick this guy on here. Maybe, get on there. And then we're gonna take the nut, put the nut on. There were, like I said, there were spare wires back here. I tapped into that. Oh, you know what? I lied. I'm gonna fish this behind all these wires because there we go. It'll look better. There we go. All right, now we can put this nut on. This is just a 13. Well, I think it's actually standard, but a 13 gets the job done. Okay, cool. Cover that up. Get rid of that. I do have a issue with my power pole pumps here. They leak, so I keep a rag in here, but I might have to spin my pumps. I'm wondering if maybe which would suck because I already cut everything, but I think this one would be okay if we turned it sideways. That one, I don't know, because my fittings are different. And I think I threw those fittings out. I don't know. So, I might have to get some new fittings, but I don't know. They leak. I don't know why they leak. They're not. I mean, maybe they're overfilled. I didn't think they were. But they tend to only leak when you're driving down the road, so I just keep an eye on it. So, alright, we are now on to the front. Up here, we're going to wire up the... Come on, get this wire in here. Nope, missed it. Missed it twice. Missed it third time. There we go. We're going to go up front here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Because, like I said, there's already wires run up there. So, it might look like a jumbled mess in here, but you see this green wire? So this green wire is already ran, and we're gonna take and disconnect this wire here. Just gonna put you guys there for a minute. I brought over a stubby screwdriver. I thought I did. Sat it down. There it is. Okay, here we go. So, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna stick my paw in here and I'm gonna try and undo this without losing the screw because it seems to be a common occurrence with me. So it's connected to this bus bar. Alright, so you can then take this. Well, you guys can't probably see it, but don't you fall. We might have to put a smaller connector on this, I think. I don't know. Let's try to flip it. Let's see if we flip it. Somebody put the biggest behemoth on here as far as an eyelet connector. But we got it. She's on there. Okay, so if this all works like I think it's gonna, bang. Alright. So I'm actually gonna take and zip tie these up then. But we'll do that then. But alright. If I hit this, Underwater lights. They come on. Sweet. That's exactly what we were looking for. These things are brighter than you'd think. Actually forgot to close this hat, so it makes it look even crazier. So, camera really just doesn't do it justice. I gotta do something about these disco lights on the front. I think I'm just gonna cut the wires to them because the front speakers are supposed to do the same thing, but I don't know what happened there. And you know what? I don't know. I don't have the remote. There's a remote that goes to them, so maybe I'll just get new speakers. I kind of want to put more speakers in anyway and potentially a subwoofer, but anyways, it's looking good. This thing is looking good. As you can see, the boat is absolutely filthy. Filthy, filthy. So I need nice weather. So pray for some nice weather so we can clean this thing. But I'm gonna clean this area. I'm gonna get this extra 5200 off, and then these custom plates that we got made by my brother, as you can see, they're engraved. They're gonna go right chair. I actually have the back ones on. I need to pull them off and put 5200 there. We're gonna put 4200 here. It's because it's above the surface. It doesn't really matter, but probably gonna save that for tomorrow. I'm gonna call it a day right there. I'm tired, and it's been a long week. So thank you for coming along today. Please like, subscribe, share. Be sure to check out Fluke Apparel Company. There'll be a discount code in the description, but it is Andy Miller, no spaces. Go over there, buy their stuff. It's awesome stuff. So again, thank you for coming along, and I'll see you guys on the next one.